Hello guys. I actually already filmed this video yesterday, but I didn't like the way that I looked in it, so we are redoing it. It was kind of a longer video to film because I went through literally every book in my bookshelf. Or my bookshelves. I wanted to film an updated bookshelf tour because I did extend my bookshelves library book collection slash. I don't know how to really say that, but I extended what I had. I added new bookshelf over here. So I originally had these 4 cubes, as you guys know and you've seen in my previous one, and then I had too many books, which is, I guess you could say, a good and bad thing. One, good because I'm extending my collection and it just makes me so happy. Bad for my bank account. But this is a 6 cube. These are both 4. They're all from Target and they were honestly pretty cheap, so I'm gonna link them down below for you guys. This one is 6 cubes, so it's perfect. It has fit all the rest of my books. I am scared that I'm gonna need a new one soon. I'm just like kind of stuffing books into whatever I can. Each cube right now has its specific purpose. Some of them not really. A lot of them kind of have a purpose of why they're together. Mostly on this new section, but we're gonna go through every single one. I'm not gonna say what the books are about or anything. I'll tell you if I read them, if I didn't, why they're in that cube, and what they are, and we're gonna go through each one. So you're guys gonna see every book I own, but also a library tour, bookshelf tour. I don't know exactly what we should call this. We're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna go through each cubby, tell you all the books like I said, and should be fun. We're gonna start on this side. These are original cubbies. Every single book, I think every single cubby from my previous bookshelf tour are in different, like it's not the same. Like there's different books in all of these now. So if you did watch that one, this is not gonna be too repetitive because there's new books, because there's new books and different books. So it won't be too repetitive and there's a lot of new books, so it's fun. We're gonna start over here. So these are all books that I have read. Most of them are romance, I'm pretty sure, if not all of them. My most recent reads over here, Twisted Love by Anna Huang, Alex Approximately. I just did a reading vlog. Both of them are in a reading vlog. I don't know if the Twisted Love one is up just yet, but the one with Alex Approximately is up, so definitely go watch that. Then I have Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. I love this book like so much. Most of All You by Mia Sheridan. I also recently just read this. Should be in what I read in March. Okay, and then I have One Day in December by Josie Silver. I feel like this book is really underrated. It's a very cute winter read. And then I have 2 Christina Lauren books, The Honeymooners and The Honey Don't List. I love the cover of this one. Actually, I love the cover of both of them. I think they're pretty cute. I love their covers. And then my last 5, Someone Exactly Like Me by Debbie Cromack. This is the first book I got sent to me. This author is absolutely amazing. She is so sweet. I definitely recommend this book. It was in, I don't know which month I read it in, but I had it in there. It's a very, very good romance book and I read it super quick and I loved it. And then I have all my Colleen reads. I don't have them all with me right now. A few of my friends are borrowing a couple and then I read a few on my Kindle. So these are the ones I have right now, but I have Layla, Without Merit, Confess, and All Your Perfects. Colleen books are all together. So then down here, these books, I don't know how to really explain why they're all down here. I mean, it kind of gives a purpose. The first thing is the series, The Good Girl Guide to Murder series. I'm very upset because I could not find these 2 in a paperback and it just looks so weird together, but I don't like hardcovers, so I'm just gonna stick with this. I'm not buying a hardcover of the first one. I just don't think I need to do that because it's not like my favorite series. I mean, the first book was amazing, but like the rest of it, not really. This is gonna be the first video I talk about this series and say it in the right order, the correct order. The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Good Girl, Bad Blood. I read these 2 and then I started As Good as Dead, but I never really finished it. I said I'm gonna get back to it. I think I will one day. It's just not the time right now. And then underneath it, I have 2 more hardcover. I think they're both murder mysteries. One of Us is Lying, which I think is a series and a show. I don't know if that's right. This Lie Will Kill You. I didn't read either of these. This felt fitting to put together. I don't know why. Getting into this little cubby, this one hasn't changed too much. I think I added a couple books to it, but it's all of my like dark cover books, so like black covers, kind of like that. But then a few over here aren't dark, but they're like mysteries. I don't know, I felt like they went together. I don't really know this one, but it's most of the dark covers. This is where it ends. I did not read this. And then we have A Thousand Splendid Suns. I didn't read that either. The Sea of Lost Girls by Carol Goodman. I read this and I don't want to use the word hate. I very much disliked it. I don't recommend this book. I didn't like the story. I just not my favorite. 2 of my favorite books ever. Woman in the Window and Gone Girl. 2 amazing mysteries. Then we have My Policeman. I just did, or kind of recently, a reading vlog with this. I have Punk 57, Penelope Douglas. And then I have The Book of Harry, Celebration. I got this for Christmas and it's just, it was a black cover, so I thought it fit there. It's also beautiful. And then on the top I have Cathedral by Nelson DeMille, I believe is how you say it. My mom gave me this to read. I never read it. I think I'm gonna one day because it's her favorite book ever. Yeah, I have that one. It's little. And over here on the side, like I said, they're kind of like, I think they're all mysteries. One of them is thriller maybe, I don't know, but it's Sharp Objects. I have this one. I didn't read this one yet. Someone We Know by Sherry Lapina and Watch Me Disappear by Janelle Brown. I didn't read either of these. These 2, I think I got more in the beginning of when I was reading, or like got back into reading a lot. When I first began reading again and reading like a lot more, I read more of like mystery books, which I think is kind of funny because now I literally stick to romance, like sometimes a fantasy, sometimes thriller, but not often. I'm a die-hard just romance reader, so I just think it's funny that I bought so many like mystery thriller books and I just haven't gotten to them, and it's hard for me to get to them because I just like I'm not in the mood really ever for them. But I do have these down here. I don't think I'm going to take these out because these are books that I haven't read. A few of them are book of the month books. I have a lot of book of the month books you guys are going to see. The two at the bottom are school books that I never read. It's funny because if you give me, or if my professor gives me a book to read for school, the chances of me reading it are pretty slim, which is not good. I don't recommend doing that. I'm more of a Spark Notes girl when it comes to that, unfortunately, and you would think that I would read it because I love reading, but no. This one on the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, kind of. It's called Capitalism in America. Then I have The Half Has Never Been Told. Those are two school books. And then I have 5 book of the month books and then 1 book I think I got from Folio Bookshop. I believe I have not read any of these yet. That's there. They're all hardcover. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to them, so I'm not gonna really read them all. Alright, as you can see, this section, how beautiful it is, because it's my Addicted series section. I didn't put the Callaway sisters with this because these books are just way too beautiful to put together, but authors did come out with new covers for the Callaway sisters, not the epilogue one, but the Callaway sister series, and when I get to them, you'll see if you haven't already that there's like people on the covers, which is not cute, but the new covers look like these and they're beautiful, so I think I'm gonna have to just buy them one day just because all of them together are gonna look just phenomenal. But I have all of them. These covers are just so beautiful. Addicted to You, Ricochet, Addicted for Now, Thrive, and then my most recent read, Addicted After All. I love how these look, and I love this series and this book and these characters and this world. If you haven't read it yet, you have to, and I know it's hard for you to take my opinion on it because I did stop reading it for a little and took a break, but you need to read it. And then on the top of it, I just throw my Kindle. Alright, down here are books that I've read that weren't my favorite. They're not like high up on my list of books. After We Collided by Anna Todd, I didn't read this. I read the story on like Wattpad years and years ago, and then I got kind of like turned off when she made it into like a book series, and then even more turned off when it was is it a movie series now? I don't love that, honestly, just because it's based on Harry and his life. I don't know, I think it's kind of weird. I think I'm the only one on that, but yeah. And I have The Song of Achilles. I have a reading vlog of this from like a long time ago, and not my favorite book. I'm just not really a big Greek mythology girl, but it was a good story. Here's to Us by Ellen Hildebrand. I love this author. This wasn't my favorite book by her, but she has the best summer reads ever. If you need a good book just to sit on the beach and read, she's like your girl. Nine Perfect Strangers by Liane Moriarty. I loved this author when I started getting into reading again. I feel like she has such great books. One was made into a Hulu show, I believe, Hulu series. I did watch a little bit of it, but the book was just so good. In 5 Years, Rebecca Searle, one of my like 2-star reads. I did not like that book. And We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Again, not my fave. We're not gonna get into that. Little Fires Everywhere, Celeste Ng. I didn't like this book either. I think it was kind of like honestly boring, the story. I didn't love it. And then I didn't like the show that they made into it. They took it like a totally different path than I expected it to be when it was made into the show. So alright, then these are my like little books that I love so much. I love little books. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I think they're like better. I don't know, if there's a little book version of it, I'll probably get it. This is 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrand. This book is so underrated. It's a romance. It's a beautiful story. It had me sobbing at the end. I think everyone needs to read this. Winter in Paradise by Ellen Hildebrand. This is a series. I only read the first one, which is this one, but I want to read the second and the third probably over the summer because it's Ellen Hildebrand. You have to read her over the summer. It just feels right. And then Same Beach Next Year by Dorothy Benton Frank. I read this with Lauren, and I just did not love it. It was kind of like boring, and I feel like it's a book that like, I don't know how to say this nicely, but like older women would enjoy, not someone my age, so I don't know. And then over like on the side of it, I didn't really have much room for this book, but this is The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. I read this over this past December. It's a cute, cheesy read. It's kind of a quick read. It gets it's not kind of predictable, it's really predictable, but it's like a cute holiday read if you're looking for one this year. These two are more school reads and book of the month reads that I just haven't gotten to, and I don't know if I'm going to get to, so I'm not really gonna read them off. If you've watched my videos, you know what books I've gotten from book of the month, so I'm not gonna read them all. I do have a section of book of the month that I want to get to soon, so I'll read those off, but I'm not gonna read all of these, but this is just where they are in my bookshelf. I will tell you that I have these two books that are not book of the month, or these two, this isn't a book, it's like a notebook, but these two that are not book of the month or from school that are in this section. So this is Something Borrowed by Emily Giffen. I'm pretty sure this is a series slash duology. I don't know which one. I watched the movie, so I didn't really feel like I needed to read the book. I did read like 100 pages of it and then stopped. I don't remember why, but I think the book is beautiful. Pink color, like it's so pretty. But I did watch the movie, and the movie was really good, so I do recommend the movie. I don't know if it's like very similar to the book, but I did love it. I loved the actors that were in it. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get to it. It's just there. And then I put this pink little notebook with it. I don't know, I love these colors. But this is a book club book I got from Barnes & Noble. It's like a journal, and you can read. It's basically for a book club. You would write in these prompts with your group, I guess, but you write down the book, who chose it, your rating, the genre, format, and then you have all of these little prompts and then like notes pages. But I used this for I think 3 books and I stopped doing it. I just like doing it on my notes so much better because writing, my thoughts go faster than my hand, but typing, I can like type so quick, so I just do that, and I feel like it's a lot easier. I don't know. Okay, going over here to my new prized possession. Possession. This is like my favorite section right now. We're gonna go through these. Down here we're not gonna talk about, but these are more book of the month books that I haven't gotten to, that I don't know if or when I will, so I'm not gonna read them off, but that's what's down here. Down here, you guessed it, more book of the month books. The same thing as this one. I don't know if I'm gonna get to them, but I do want to get to this one soon. Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I heard this was like really good, but again, it's like a mystery thriller, I think, so I don't know. Whenever I'm in the mood for it, I'll probably pick it up. And then on top of it is my Reading is Sexy shirt. It just feels fitting to keep that shirt in my bookshelf. This section, one of my favorite sections. Like I said, the Callaway Sisters series and spin-off is not what they did because I don't think they look good together, so until I get the new books, I have these. We have Kiss the Sky. Like I said, if you haven't seen these covers, there's legit people on it, and that's like one of my book pet peeves, but it's fine because these books are phenomenal. This is my favorite of the series so far. Like, I think I'm on book 8. Yeah, I'm on book 8, and this was book, I think 3, 4 maybe. I think it was 3, but it's still my favorite so far. Loved this one. Hot House Flower, Fuel the Fire, which is the part of the series that I'm on right now. And then it just keeps getting bigger and heftier, these books. This is Long Way Down. This is the last of the Callaway Sisters. And then we have the epilogue, Some Kind of Perfect. I'm pretty sure this is like almost 800 pages, or no, it's 700 pages, so this is gonna be a big read. I think I'm gonna reading vlog this, like vlog me reading it, so stay tuned for that if you want to see my reaction to the last book of the series. And then another one of my favorite series ever. I felt like these looked good together. I know they're different sizes, these books, but I felt like they looked good with this series. This is the Off-Campus series. I love the series so much. I have The Goal, Score, The Mistake, and then The Deal. I didn't get The Legacy. I just didn't feel like I needed it, honestly. I heard it wasn't that good. I have not read Briar or You yet, or any of the books from there, so I'm hoping to get to that one day, but not anytime soon. I love this world. I think it's just so realistic, and it was just so good. I loved it so much. This is my favorite section ever, because these books are my favorite books ever. Put them all in their own little category, in their own section. I feel like they needed their own cubby, and I've actually added more recently to it, which is kind of fun. Like I said, I added more recently to it, but it's a book that's in the mail right now. I read it on my Kindle, and whenever I do that, I feel like I end up loving the book. I don't have the paperback of it, so I ordered it. It comes tomorrow, I think, and then it'll be added here. If you read what I read in March, you'll know which book I'm talking about, or if you watch what I read in March. From the bottom, we have Silent Patient, and then Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. These are my favorite books, I think, ever in this. I guess I didn't read a lot from the genre, so I can't really say that, but just 2 of my favorite books ever, and then this was like one of my favorite thrillers. Then we have The Perfect Couple by Ellen Hilderbrand. Like I said, I love her books, but this is one of the books that got me back into reading, and it's like a great book. I highly recommend it. I don't see it literally anywhere. I never see her books anywhere because I feel like they're more for like a different age group, I guess, but like they're so good. This is literally one of my favorite books. And then we have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Such a sweet book. It's gotten more popular. A lot of people are reading it, but one of my favorite reads. Then I have 2 Emily Henry books, Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation. I didn't love People We Meet on Vacation, so it shouldn't really be in this cubby, but I feel like I should keep these 2 together just because they look really good together, and I just felt like they should be together. Beach Read is one of my favorite romances ever. It is so sweet. It is so amazing. I love the characters. The top 2, you probably guessed this one, Love in Other Words. I don't even have to talk about how much I love this, but if I can marry a book, we all know which one it would be. So, my prized possession. And then the one on top is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Someone commented on one of my previous videos saying, like, you gave this book a 3 out of 5. It was this one or another one. I said I gave it a 3 out of 5, but like I rave about it and tell everyone to read it. And honestly, I say that because like just because I gave it a 3 out of 5 doesn't mean it wasn't a book that kind of like moved me and made me feel things. Like, this book is unlike a book I've ever read before, and just because it was a 3 out of 5 like doesn't mean I don't love it. Like, I do love it. I love the Hulu show adaptation of it, like all well-rounded, and I would definitely read it again, and it's like one of my favorite books. But just like the way that it was written, it wasn't like my favorite, you know, but like the story, the book, the meaning behind things like that, I feel like is why I recommend it so much. So that's why, if you were wondering. And then on the side here is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I read this like when it came out, and it's still one of my top favorite romances of all time. I read it in literally a day, and I love it so much. I'm so sad I have the hardcover of it, but it's fine. Here are the book of the month books, and then one that's not book of the month that I kind of want to get to eventually. It's sad because these are hardcover, and I don't reach for hardcover, and like I said in a previous video, it's like a stupid excuse not to read a good book. I need to stop thinking like that and just pick up the hardcover. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna read them off. Dating Dr. Dill, The Paris Apartment, The Golden Couple, Apples Never Fall, The Maid, The Ex-Hex, Everything We Didn't Say, A Little Hope, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So that's my hardcovers here that I want to get to. Some of them are different genres, some of them are romance. I don't know. I think Invisible Life is it fantasy? I might have made that up. I said I was gonna get to Invisible Life of Addie LaRue I think months ago, and I just simply never did. One day I will, I swear. Okay, and then this last but not least cubby are my TBRs. So I wanted to keep them all in the same cubby because I wanted to be able to go to there and just like pick out my next book, stuff like that. You're gonna have to watch my TBR video. I think this is gonna be up first, so I'm not gonna read. Probably could have already read these. Don't cheat, wait for my next video. But I will read these in the back. The ones that were in the front are my more recent TBR, like ones I'm gonna get to probably sooner than these, but these are also somewhere in my TBR list. We have the second book in the Winter in Paradise series. This is What Happens in Paradise. I kind of started this but didn't finish it. Shatter Me, I only have the first book in the series. Me Before You, I have this one. I watched the movie and sobbed, and I had the book and I haven't read it, so I feel like I should. It Happened One Summer, Court of Thorns and Roses, Kiss Quotient, Redeeming Love. So those are all the ones that are on kind of like the back burner of my TBR, but they're there, and I'm probably gonna get to these before like any other books that I haven't read in my bookshelves. My camera's about to die, so I'm gonna outro this video before I continue. But yeah, like I said, these were TBR books, so that's my bookshelf tour, my updated bookshelf tour. I am so happy that I got to expand and get a new bookshelf and reorganize. I feel like I really need to reorganize. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know any books you're reading or want me to read, or any of the books here you saw that are your favorites. Thank you for watching, and I will see you hopefully in the next one. Bye!